What up, what up, what up? It is Monday edition. Game time decision. Welcome to the show. Like I said, Monday edition game time decision. That's a whole mouthful all by itself. I'm your host, Detroit Lenny. Joined with our favorite knuckleheads from Earl Sports Bets, Nick and Tim Earl. How we doing, gentlemen? How's it going? What's the haps on the craps? All that stuff. You guys are too young to know what that movie's from.
Yeah, we don't know that one.
That's fine. Lots going on today. Lots going on. NHL trade deadline.
Yeah.
There's some big news in the NFL. Some other stuff. I'm sure in the NBA's got some stuff going on. Spring training's in full effect. We're down with the first two rounds of March Madness. We got all kinds of things going on. So that being said, who wants to start first?
I believe we have all the NBA games lined up.
NBA? All right, let's start in the NBA. Tim Earl, don't go nowhere. I know you got lots to talk about in the NHL, so get ready. We shall return.
Let's do this.
Talk to me about this today's slate. You got pretty decent slate. It was like 10, 12 games today?
Nine games.
See, I was close.
9 games, and I got 2 plays. So
Perfect.
It happens. I don't like a lot
I'm
of
in the
these
Red Wings locker room today, so when you kick it back to me, that's where I'm at because we're making lots of trade decisions.
You got traded to the Red Wings? I didn't realize they were that desperate.
Yeah.
They just need bodies out there at this point.
So we're going to do the show like this for the rest
I was going to say,
day.
I would be pretty sure you'd make a good goalie.
I played goalie, and it wasn't because I was a fat kid. It was because I was quick like a ninja. I'm going to let you have the floor. Talk some NBA.
Oh, let's do this. Start off Pelicans at the Hornets. Let me pull up the line. I had the lines up for a minute. Don't have them up right now. But I believe this was a 6-point spread when I did the show earlier today. And now it's sitting at it's still at a 6. I saw the first game and I saw the Blazers and I saw it and I'm like, whoa, that moved, and it didn't. Brandon Ingram's still out for the Pelicans. Doesn't seem to really bother them lately. Graham questionable with a hip injury. This Pelicans team has been playing a little bit better as of late, and with a win tonight, they would move ahead of the Lakers officially in the standings for that 9 spot. So the Lakers would drop all the way to 10, which is the last playoff spot. So that could be interesting. I personally lean towards the Pelicans in this game. Like both these two teams.
Okay, I think Tim froze. It's not me, right, Nick?
No, you're good.
Okay.
You're good.
Tim froze. All right, So we're gonna come back to Tim when he gets his internet back. I'm looking at it, I heard him freeze, and I was like, I looked and I saw you look, and I'm like, wait, not me. All right. So when he comes back, you want to go through your NHL real quick, or do you have them typed up?
Totally.
That's okay.
I'm not typing them up super fast as we're speaking right now.
You're not doing that at all.
No,
that's
why
fine.
would I do that? Yeah.
Welcome to Mondays, folks. Welcome to Mondays.
Yeah, I totally got carried away on the other show I was doing, and
it is all
and
good.
All of a sudden it was 4:57. I'm like, oh, I have to leave.
Oh yeah, that thing. While you're doing that, let me plug Caesar Sportsbook. Link in the description of this video. They still got the same promo going on, folks, so you need to take advantage of that. The promo code is MorningCZR. First bet insurance up to $1,100 participating states. Got to be of age, all that good stuff. But their promo is not going to be around forever. So if you haven't taken advantage of it, you need to. It's above my head. That people up there, right there. So take advantage of that while you can. I don't want to talk about March Madness yet because I kind of want to wait for Tim. But
I don't want to talk about March Madness. I'm ready for
you
this.
called it. I was going to give you props for calling the
ready
Michigan over Tennessee game.
Yeah, that was about all that went right this weekend.
I'm doing really good in the South, where we talked about where we're supposed to.
Oh yeah, I am hoping in that elite. Yeah, in the Elite 8, I'm hoping for, or in the Sweet 16, I'm hoping Arizona beats Houston. I'm hoping Michigan beats Villanova, and then I'll be sitting with 2 teams in the Elite 8 teams that I have regional tickets on plus 160 half unit play on Arizona and 22-1 with Michigan. So I'll be sitting on those two. Hopefully, Michigan was one of those teams. I said, don't sleep on Michigan. People say they shouldn't be here. They shouldn't be here. They're going to make a run, and look what they're doing. So, plus we all know Tennessee chokes in the bracket. So,
apparently. Okay, Tim, you're back.
Yeah, whatever reason, my internet just went. Nah, I'm good.
Not today.
Completely
That's
crapped
what
out.
it said.
Yeah,
all right, so we tried to jump in for you and handle it, but as much as we can. So, all right, Nick, stand by again.
Sorry.
Tomorrow, take 2.
All right. Hopefully, my internet won't go out on me again. That was kind of frustrating. Anyways, lean towards the Pelicans. Nothing in that game. We'll move on to the next one so we don't get stuck on this one. The Fakers are at the Cavaliers. LeBron James is questionable, but you know he's going to play back in Cleveland. Still no AD. Still no Jared Allen. Horton Tucker is questionable. Still no Rondo for Cleveland. It's a 6-point spread or 5-point spread now. If anything, I know when not to fade the Lakers. This seems like a spot that LeBron's going to go off for like 50 points, and then the Cavs will still win and the Lakers will cover. It'll be something in that nature. You can quote me on that one later, but I feel like this is one of the spots that I'm not going to go and fade the Lakers. Portland and Detroit is up next, and damn, this game is gross. These are two of the worst teams in the league. Yes, I know that the Pistons have been covering lately. I do not want to be laying 9 points on them. Still no Damian Lillard. He's going to be out for, I think, the year. Yusuf Nurkic still out. Josh Hart out. Simon's out. Grant out on the Detroit side.
Yes, I did get a notification yesterday that said Damian Lillard with his abdomen injury is done for the rest of the season.
Yeah, I kind of figured that, especially with Portland being as garbage as they are. A couple other bench players out. Don't go near this game. This one's gross. I know everybody's going to go and want to go right after the Detroit Pistons on the wagon again. Do not lay 9 points on them. They are not good as a favorite. Don't do that. We'll keep moving on, though. The Jazz are in Brooklyn taking on the Nets. Once again, in New York, so no Kyrie Irving, still no Ben Simmons, no Bogdanovich on the Utah side. This line is still at 1.5 that it was at this morning. It'd be a lean towards Utah. This Nets team is a mess, especially when no Kyrie Irving. Their only offense is Kevin Durant. And if you guys are looking for any type of player props, Rudy Gobert, because you're not getting much in the middle for Brooklyn. Not really anything I'm interested in this game, though. Lean towards Utah. I almost did bet that, though. Biggest line movement of the day, and I actually was the beneficiary of this one, the Miami Heat and the 76ers. This one opened up, I think, at a 1. I got the Heat at minus 117, and now they are a -7 and a minus 285. No Joel Embiid, no James Harden for the Philadelphia 76ers. The Heat are going to smash them tonight. Heat in or out, that's what it's going to be, with or without Jimmy Butler, who is expected to play. Philadelphia, without Embiid, without Harden, that's about 70 trips to the foul line that they're going to miss out on because those two guys flop around the court. It's not a good situation for Philadelphia. Miami's number 1 in the East for a reason. Taking Miami, I got them at minus 117 on the money line. They're no longer that. I wouldn't bet them at this point, but this is a Heat spot now, 100%. The Toronto Raptors are in Chicago taking on the Bulls. A couple of injuries, still no Lonzo Ball on the Chicago side. No Trent, no Flynn, and no OG for the Toronto Raptors, but all of them have been out. And this Raptors team has been a little bit sneaky lately. Their only loss in the last 7 games was to the Lakers on their first game back. This is a good team. Yes, they played last night versus the Sixers. They're on a second leg of a back-to-back. This line is now a 4. I would take the Raptors. It would be a lean that way. I did not bet it. I'd be all right with it. I would even take them on the money line. I think the Raptors are overall a better team than the Bulls. The Bulls are crumbling. Fred VanVleet will be fresh. He did not play last night, so he'll be good to go. So I do like Toronto. Lean that way. Did not bet it. Washington is in Houston for the next game. This is one of your 1-800 gamblers. Kyle Kuzma, questionable. He is expected to play with a knee injury. Other than that, everybody else should be good to go in this one. This one's a 5-point spread. So one of the games I'm not interested in. These are two crap teams, lean Wizards, but you're not getting much from this one. Don't be going after the Wizards and the Rockets unless you're going and parlaying like the Wizards in money line in a parlay. I don't recommend parlays, but that would be the only case that I would be okay with this game. The Boston Celtics and the Oklahoma City Thunder are up next. This line is still 14.5. SGA questionable with an ankle injury. Giddey still remains out. Williams and Smart on the Boston side are also out. Dort remains out for the rest of the year. It would be a lean, obviously, towards the 14.5 points, taking them with the Thunder. Am I going after this game? No, I am not. Final game of the night. This one should be one of the better games. We got the Minnesota Timberwolves taking on the Dallas Mavericks. Karl Anthony Towns still questionable with a right forearm contusion. I'm going to say that he plays, even if he doesn't play. The Timberwolves team is the hottest team in basketball right now. They've won 9 out of their last 10, covering in all those games. Their only loss was to Orlando. Whatever, that was kind of a fluky type deal. They could easily be 10-0 in their last 10 games. With the win tonight, the T-Wolves will be officially a half a game ahead of the Denver Nuggets for that 6th spot. I think the Timberwolves win this game. And I got them plus 3.5, I believe, and now they're a plus 2.5. So taking the Timberwolves as my second play of the night. That is all of the NBA games for today. I know you have a bunch of NHL trade deadline talk. So if you guys are interested in that, go ahead, talk about that in your Detroit Red Wings locker room. Have fun with that one.
I shall. You shall return. That's what I was trying to go with that. I don't know. All right, Nick. We got lots to talk about. Yep. Lots and lots. In fact, I'll turn my head around. Just how serious we're getting. What man? I don't even know where to begin. Go through the injury report for today. There's only like 4 games on the slate.
Yep.
And then we'll pull up free agent talk, shall we?
Trades. Yep.
I'll give you the floor.
Yeah, we're gonna kick it on off here. The Boston Bruins are at the Montreal Canadiens. Jeremy Swayman expected in net. Jake Allen confirmed in net. Jared Studnicka is questionable for this game. Patrice Bergeron, Hampus Lindholm are both out. On the other side, still no Brandon Gallagher, no Tyler Pitlick for this Montreal Canadiens team. They've traded away a few players today, so they'll be without Brent Kulik. They'll be without Luukkonen. They already traded Shabbat away, so they've already traded a few players away. And I'm going to look for Boston to take advantage of that tonight. I like Boston puck line. That's my favorite play of the day. Vegas Golden Knights are at the Minnesota Wild in this one here. Laurent Brossoit expected in net for Vegas. Cam Talbot confirmed in net for Minnesota. Somebody that will be dressed as a backup tonight. We'll get to talking about him a little bit more is Mr. Marc-Andre Fleury for those Minnesota Wild. We'll talk about that in a minute here. On the Vegas side, Nicholas Hague is out, along with Robin Lehner, Alec Martinez, Brandon McNabb, Max Pacioretty, Riley Smith, and Mark Stone. On the Minnesota side, nobody's on their injured list. So a very healthy Minnesota Wild team. Maybe look for them to make a little bit of a run here. I got absolutely nothing in this game, though. Oilers are taking on the Avalanche. Mike Smith and Darcy Kemper confirmed in net. Still no Nugent Hopkins on the side of Edmonton. No Bowen Byram, no Samuel Girard, no Gabriel Landeskog for these Avalanche. And I got nothing. All right, my bad. I got the Oilers team total over 2.5 around minus 135 in this game. I think that they put up at least 3 goals in this spot with the Oilers here. They've been playing much better hockey as of late. Final game of the night, Nashville Predators are taking on the Anaheim Ducks. They have UC Saros expected in net for Nashville. John Gibson confirmed in net for the Ducks. For the Preds, Matt Benning and Borowiecki are out. On the other side, no Ryan Getzlaf, no Silfverberg, and Zach Aston Reese is questionable. They got him in the Rickard Rakell trade today, which we'll probably get into that one as well. For that one, I took Nashville in regulation. But that is just about everything for tonight's slate, other than, of course, the trade deadline, which we have to talk about.
Yeah, I'm gonna I just made this, or not this. Free agency deadlines. I mean, obviously, biggest one you kind of mentioned in my book, the Marc-Andre for biggest name is maybe not the biggest trade, but the biggest name you're going to hear is the Blackhawks trading away Marc-Andre Fleury to the Minnesota Wild. Tell me how this makes Minnesota that much better. Tell me how they're a cup contender now.
I don't know full on cup contender, but it's definitely a nice little boost to their goaltending. I mean, they went out and got the biggest name goaltender, and they're the Minnesota Wild. They're saying we're all in this year. We are all in this year because come next year they're going to be a little bit of cap hell when Suter and Parise's salary, the dead money kicks in. So this is the year the Minnesota Wild have to go after it. Good move for them. They also got.
I mean, it's got to light a fire under Cam Talbot's ass.
Absolutely.
But I just think at the end of the day, they lose in round one. I think
they maybe win around now.
Marc-Andre Fleury can win you a game.
We have to see how Marc-Andre Fleury performs for this team. Because this is definitely a better defensive core, not extremely better, but it's a much better defensive core than it was in Chicago.
Step up. Yeah, it's definitely a step or two for sure. And for sure, Marc-Andre Fleury can win you a game or two, especially in the playoffs. Okay, for sure. I do like that they can sit him and rest him and let him get his groove and do all that before playoffs. Because Talbot's not trash. I mean, he's not trash. He can take out the trash, but he's not trash. Like, nobody's throwing him away. Talk to me about some other moves though besides that one.
Yeah, a couple teams made some moves. The St. Louis Blues got Detroit Red Wings defenseman Nick Leddy. I like this move for the Blues. They needed some blue line help. They needed a depth blue line. I think this Blues team is probably what has one of the best depth in the NHL. And I'm still higher on this team. I
still got them on a future for the whole cup.
Yeah,
so
they gave up Sundqvist, a second-round pick, and Jake Wallman for it to the Red Wings. So, I'll give or take on that one there. For the Penguins, they got Rickard Rakell. The Colorado Avalanche went after Artemi Lehkonen, which is a nice little pickup there. Nice little depth guy to put on your third line with Alex Newhook and Burakovsky, I want to say. So that's a nice little addition there. Boston Bruins made a couple interesting ones as well. They got Josh Brown from Ottawa.
Brown,
He has no problems dropping the gloves. So
that's an old school guy that I like.
Yeah, and they also got Hampus Lindholm yesterday, which is they needed blue line help. That's one thing Boston needed. I think Boston's a sneaky team now. They have underrated goaltending with Jeremy Swayman. Obviously, they have that top line with Bergeron, Marchand, and Pasternak. Taylor Hall is not a bad piece in that either. Like this is a talented team.
They're sneaky.
And you add Lindholm on that blue line with Carlo, McAvoy, and Clifton. I think that's not a bad blue line now. Definitely helpful there, along with Grzelcyk and Forbath, which is not a bad blue line. The Rangers made some moves. I'm trying to find the names there that they got. They got a couple players.
They took Tyler Motte.
They got Andrew Kopp. They got Andrew Kopp. They got Tyler Mott, which are two pretty decent. They got a nice little defenseman with Justin Braun. They already got Frank Urtrano a couple days ago, which he scored a goal against Carolina. This Rangers team making some moves. I don't know if there are any moves that are gonna. I mean, I love that Alex Kopp or the Andrew Kopp move. I think that's a really underrated move for them there. So yeah, I like the moves that the Rangers are making for them. Rickard Rakell, the Penguins, I like that as well. I think they got another player, the Penguins, if I'm not mistaken. Carolina, they re-signed Jesperi Kotkaniemi to an 8-year deal. They got Max Domi in a trade. Yeah, that's not bad.
I mean, it's not horrible.
It's not horrible. But yeah, I like the moves that they made here. The Islanders did absolutely nothing except for extend Clutterbuck and Parise. And that's just about it. They didn't trade Varlamov. They didn't trade Char. They didn't trade Green. I thought they were going to do all that, but they didn't. So, yeah, overall, some interesting moves made in the trade deadline.
Awesome.
And for me, it's more looking to fade the teams that sold rather than play the teams that bought.
I like that angle. I won't be mad at that. I mean, you know, I ain't mad at that at all. I'm going to sneeze, so bear with me, folks. But I don't hate that angle at all because I'm a fan of I will just fade teams that are just shitty as opposed to trying to figure out who's going to do what. Teams don't disappoint you.
Yep. And if you know me, I'm a big time dog hunter, and that's going to come to a screeching halt here at the end of the season because I'm not looking to back dogs as often when the top of the top is becoming bigger and bigger, or the good teams are becoming better and the worst teams the bad teams are becoming worse.
They're already looking. They're sellers. Sellers right now are already looking at 2023 season.
Canadiens, Flyers, Ducks, and Coyotes. All fades.
Yeah.
And you know how much I've loved the Coyotes this year.
You do love yourself some Coyotes. All right, let's bring in your counterpart here. I know I don't want to do it, but they tell me I have to. Also, some major NFL news around
Matt Ryan.
Yeah, Matt Ryan to the Indianapolis Colts. Does he get a resurgency of life here? Does he get a shot in the arm? Somebody gave him the fountain of youth?
Can I say that the Falcons are probably the dumbest team in the NFL right now? Did you see what the trade was? It was Matt Ryan for a 3rd round pick.
Yeah, but
you know what that means? Do you know what that means? That means the Atlanta Falcons are going to be eating about $40 million worth of salary.
That's why they only got a 3rd round pick for it.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's why.
Because they didn't want to eat all that salary.
That makes sense for Atlanta. See, they owed him money. They owed him 10 mil come, I think, today or something like that. So they had to get rid for a roster bonus or something. They had to get rid of him off the books. So if the 3rd rounder is all they got, I mean, it saved them 10 mil right out the gate. And they're in full-blown rebuild mode. The problem is they should have tried to do this at the beginning of or at the end of last year, right away. They should have tried to really start, and maybe they did, because let's be honest, Matt Ryan's old. Matt Ryan's not Matt Ryan 10 years ago.
No.
So maybe the little fountain of youth thing. I thought he would have went somewhere and become a backup, maybe. Kind of tailed his career off that way. But
as crazy as it sounds, I think this is a good thing for the Colts. If I was the Colts, go and look for a quarterback in the draft. Have Matt Ryan be your quarterback for a year and a half area, have the rookie learn behind him for a little while, and then once Matt Ryan retires, you got a good rookie or a good 2-year quarterback in there now, and I feel like it's a good spot for him. And with this year, that's all the Colts really needed was a quarterback that can probably do a little bit, and I feel like Matt Ryan is definitely a better. I don't want to. Can we say that he's an upgrade over Carson Wentz and what Carson Wentz did last year?
I think Carson Wentz is better than him.
Yeah, but with this,
I think they're very comparable.
I think the system. Yeah. I think Matt Ryan would do a lot better than Carson Wentz in this Colts system.
Well, see, here's the thing.
I
think Carson Wentz is going to do great in Washington.
Carson Wentz is Charmin ultra soft though. He gets injured too easily.
Matt Ryan does.
He is. But he's old, and I just think Matt Ryan, if you traded Carson Wentz away because you wanted to get you're a quarterback away. Everybody always talks about my team is a quarterback away. Carson Wentz or Matt Ryan's not the quarterback.
No, you never know. That was not the quarterback they were aiming for. No, not at all.
The Rams last year were a quarterback away. The Indy is a quarterback away. Yes. But this ain't Matt Ryan and Matt Stafford aren't the same.
No, absolutely not.
So I think you're going to find yourself in
I
the
think they
same.
are.
You're thinking that. You're thinking about that, aren't you?
They're comparable. They're very comparable.
Yes, both
If
names.
you
Both have first names named Matthew.
If you get a almost MVP season out of Jonathan Taylor again, then yeah, they could do anything with Matt Ryan.
Yeah, but
Just
you're
have
going
a
to start
little-
breaking him down. You can't rely on him too much. You're going to have that whole Maurice Jones-Drew where you just keep feeding Jacksonville. MJD just feed him the ball, and that shit's not going to last.
No, it's not. But if you can get another good season out of Jonathan Taylor, then you might have a shot.
I mean,
And
their
their
defense and their running
defense,
game in Indy is awesome.
Yeah,
Great running game. Great. You got to get somebody though that can. That's it though. But all right, we're moving on to the MLB. Not a lot of big free agency signings here. What's today? I mean, Trevor Story.
Oh yeah, that was
yesterday. That was technically it was yesterday.
Yeah, it was like a minute. It was like a minute into our show. We got the ESPN as we're doing. Hey guys, welcome back. Oh, Trevor Story to the Red Sox.
Carlos Correa to the Twins.
I think that's stupid. I'm okay. I don't want to say it's stupid, but
It's definitely not for him.
What are the Twins doing exactly?
Yeah, I'm confused.
I thought they were rebuilding. I thought the Twins were in a very similar situation to the Texas Rangers, where they were rebuilding, and all of a sudden they dropped $100-something million in Carlos.
105.3.
What? I feel like that's a little bit weird.
And hold on, that's not even the worst part about it. He can opt out after year 2.
Yeah, and he probably will.
So he's gonna go vacation in Minnesota, which I don't know who does that, but for 2 years,
Secure the bag,
and he's still in 2 years he will still be good enough, in my opinion, to sign with a franchise that is looking to make moves for a World Series and still get big money. So I don't understand that move.
I will say, watching this free agency, it is fantastic watching all these big shortstops not go to the Yankees. I gotta say, it's fantastic to see that. With Story, with
I had
Carlos
my hopes
Correa,
up for the Tigers to sign Carlos, though. I really did. I had him.
I wouldn't want him.
I did.
I wouldn't want him.
I did.
Not right now.
That's fair. Michael Pineda signed a 1-year deal with the Tigers.
Yeah, Michael Pineda. I'm not sure if that's necessarily that'd probably be a good 4-piece in your rotation, but that's probably nothing crazy. If he might end up being a bullpen arm after a while.
I hope so. I honestly.
And then go down to the minors.
But that's all we really got, I think, for free agency. I did want to talk about some Sweet 16 matchups and see what games you guys are looking at. We're actually, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I am doing good in the region we have. It's the South. That's like the only region I'm doing good in. But any Sweet 16 matchups that you are looking ahead towards that, like, I'm going to tell you right now, like,
I know there's already one Tim and I disagree on.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Well, let me go down the first couple here. See if I can guess. Okay, Houston, Arizona. Arizona's -2. Current line right now. Any thoughts on that game?
I'm riding my future on that game.
Yes.
I feel like it would be a lean towards Houston for me, but I don't know if we're gonna bet. I feel like this is a little bit of a fishy line. I feel like this is a little bit more of a fishy line that it's only a 2-point spread.
No, that's about right. On our power rankings, we had these two teams that are actually number 2 and number 3 in our power rankings.
So I feel like Houston's getting more respect. Or the line is a little bit like I think Arizona's going to blow them out the brakes.
I don't think so.
I
don't think so.
So I think it's closer because of what they did to Illinois. And
yeah, but then look at what freaking our Arizona did in their round of 32 game where they had to go to overtime versus TCU.
They let TCU back in that game.
Yeah,
exactly. They can't do that against Houston. Houston's going to
game.
Houston's going to slow down. God.
If I had to make a play on that game, it's Arizona money line -135.
I told you I had to sneeze.
Houston's going to slow down the pace, and Arizona's not going to be able to run up and down the court. because Houston will make
you're on
offense through defense.
You're on Arizona. You're on Houston.
I think the more I feel like the one that I'd rather go after is the under.
140. What is it?
It's 145, and how often we see Houston go and being a high-scoring team? I don't think so. If Houston's going to try to keep this one competitive and play offense through defense, and this one's going to end up being a 63-71 type game, and it's going to go under the total.
Fair. Now the Michigan Villanova. Tim, we were wrong in Tennessee.
Yes, we were.
Damn it. But it is what it is. Stop saying those words on the show. So Michigan Villanova 5, Michigan +5. At this point, I'll get on that wagon.
It's Michigan or nothing for me. And this, it's either I'm going to take the +5 in the money line, or I'm going to ride out my future on this one.
I don't know. I mean,
I feel like this would be a good in-play spot. I feel like this would be a good in-play spot. Hopefully, Michigan hopefully will get off to a little bit of a lead, and I can get Villanova down towards a pick'em -1 area. That would be my thoughts on that Michigan Villanova game. I don't know. I don't know with that one yet.
I feel like Villanova has had a nice little not secret, but like cakewalk to where they're at right now. Okay.
I don't think
Delaware,
yes. Ohio State.
Ohio State's a bum.
Ohio State played good defense against them for a while. And then eventually
they blew out Delaware by 20. They blew out Ohio State by 10.
It wasn't that much of a blowout.
I know
the line's a little deceiving. It was close at the end, and the final score is a little deceiving, kind of similar to the Michigan State game where it was a 9-point. It was not that much of a blowout.
That game went back and forth. But I think Michigan here could give them a run for their money, and I hate to admit 100%. it, but they look good. Michigan. So maybe a Michigan Arizona in the Elite Eight.
I would love that because I have Arizona +160 to win the region, a half unit play, and I have 22-1 on Michigan. So if both those teams can win, I'm sitting absolutely pretty.
Okay. Down to the Midwest, where when I look at my bracket, all I see is red in the Midwest. It is wrong. Except for Kansas. I just got them coming out of this bracket though.
I'm liking my Kansas future now.
I mean, I had Miami and Auburn coming out of the first round. I had that. And then
I had Iowa State.
I had Auburn
beating LSU.
Miami though, and that Miami team has looked good.
Yeah, they have.
I mean,
they won by 18 against Auburn. I think that was more Auburn being fraudulent, but
fair. But they took advantage. They saw an opportunity and they took advantage of that.
Yep.
LSU, I don't know.
LSU, I remember in the beginning people were like, "Oh, LSU
I thought they were
here,
gonna be good
LSU
this
there."
year.
LSU, it's the thing is they just lost their coach right before the tournament.
Yeah.
And I was not high on. I know it's not a big. Yeah, Nick's like, oh, it's not a big deal, and then they go up and lose. So,
right.
No, I was not high on this LSU team. I knew that they weren't good. I didn't think Iowa State was going to be into the Sweet 16. I just thought they were going to win the first round. I didn't think that there was going to be 4 double-digit seeds in the Sweet 16.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think that at all. And the fact that two of them are playing against each other, so we're going to get a double-digit seed in the Elite Eight for like the third bracket in a row.
Right. The other 2 games that are on Thursday are Arkansas and Gonzaga. Let's talk about that one.
Gonzaga in a rout.
I didn't think Arkansas was making it this far.
I had them losing to Vermont.
The spread on the line here, we have that at 9. I don't like the 9.
Gonzaga in a rout. Gonzaga wins by 20.
Now that's a game I want to in play.
I feel like the matchup for Gonzaga versus Memphis was not a good matchup for Gonzaga because Memphis played heavy defensive, and I mean they still managed to pull out and they were down 10 in that. Gonzaga's not going to have another close game like that. Arizona, I am not high on. They beat a Vermont team that Yeah, they won their
whatever.
thing. They won, whatever. And then they beat New Mexico State, which I had losing to UConn.
I had Connecticut playing Gonzaga in this spot.
Yes, I had
is
them
where
too.
I had.
I'm not high on this Arizona team. Sorry, Julie Carly. But this is this is a Gonzaga smash spot as they work their way. Probably at this point would be my favorite to win the entire thing now. Without Tennessee, without Kentucky, maybe Texas Tech might be another option to come out of that region.
I'm on Texas Tech.
But
I love
at
Texas
9, I'm gonna sit and I'm gonna hope Arkansas comes out hot and I can get less points on Gonzaga. I don't like that.
I have a feeling because we saw the problem was. Did you see how bad that offense for Arkansas looked against New Mexico State? The fact that they scored 50-something points in that game and won. Yeah, if they do that during Gonzaga, they're going to lose. If they do that during Gonzaga, Gonzaga's going to put 90 points up on them. It's going to be a 90-53 type game, and it's not going to be close the entire time. It's going to be 51-23 at halftime. Arkansas has to look back at the film and go, okay, shot selection, make better plays. I don't think this game's close. I don't think so. I think this could be your biggest. That Gonzaga game will be your biggest blowout of the Sweet 16, and that includes the Purdue St. Pete games. Bless you.
I told you it was coming.
Okay,
the other Thursday game, Texas Tech and Duke. It's a 1-point game right now. That Duke Michigan State game went back and forth, but at the end it just wasn't meant to be. But Texas Tech
6.5
is blowing. I know I couldn't even get the 6.5.
That was the most frustrating.
Beat up Notre Dame, which I didn't think was.
Did they though?
I thought it was an easier match. Like I don't think it was as close as that score. Texas, they beat them by like 5 or 6, 59-53.
The thing is, Notre Dame played good defense in that one. So, yeah, I guess.
I got in this bracket coming out of this in the Elite 8. I have Gonzaga and Texas Tech. That's the game I want to see. So,
yeah, 100%.
That's a clash in styles too, because we got we have a shooting juggernaut in Gonzaga taking on a defensive-minded Texas Tech team. That is going to be so much fun.
And I'll take the under because we saw Gonzaga and Texas Tech go up against. We saw Gonzaga and Texas Tech go up against each other earlier on in the year.
Especially if you're getting a 145 or 150 in that game.
What was it? Gonzaga and Texas Tech played earlier in the year. It was 69-55, and that was in December.
But I don't want Texas Tech
was in
Gonzaga. Stop! I don't want Texas Tech start thinking of Gonzaga.
No, 100%. They cannot. They're not going to. Yeah. They're looking at
they're currently favored.
They're looking at the evil empire in front of them in Coach K and Duke.
Which one thing? If I would have to poke one hole in Duke right now, and this was both the Cal Fullerton game, considering what Cal Fullerton is, and Michigan State. Duke's defense sucks.
Yeah, they can get into foul trouble pretty easy too. And Michigan State was just dropping threes. If they could have just stayed on that, they just couldn't. But whatever. Yeah, but their defense and the
better defense is 100% Texas Tech in that game, and that's what I'm going to ride on. There is that defense. Like a play in that game, I might look to take honestly is Duke's team total under.
Texas Tech defense is legit.
The problem with that one is yes, Texas Tech's defense is really good.
Yeah.
But Duke's offense has been solid as well. The total in that game is 137.
Duke has a top 10 offense, but when we look at what do you call it? Their
defense wins championships.
Texas Tech is number 14 in the nation defensively. They only give up 60.7 points a game.
Well, if you have two plays that you guys can easily take. If you like Texas Tech in this game, if you like teasers, do Texas Tech and tease the under. If you like Duke, take Duke and tease the over. That's kind of like a correlated parlay. Duke over, Texas Tech under. You know, if the game finishes in the 70s each, you know that Duke probably won that game.
Right.
And if you know if the game finishes in the 60s or 50s, you know Texas Tech won. So
Friday's games for the other two brackets, the other Friday or the other 4 games, I can't wait to watch this North Carolina UCL game.
Yes.
I'm just telling you right now, I'm like a kid in a candy store. Like, let's hurry up to Friday. I want that game so bad. North Crackalaca +2, over under 142.5. I mean, that's just classic B. That's just classic B-ball right there. North Carolina, UCLA. I have UCLA winning the whole damn thing in one bracket, Texas Tech in the other. Aha. Man, I want to bet North Carolina here, though. I will probably take North Carolina in a teaser plus points because right now they're getting 2, and I will take that over 6 because I think that game ends in 1 point. 2 points.
One of the things,
whoever touches the ball last wins.
I agree with that one. Whenever you look at who you after the first weekend, you wanted to see which team looked the most dominant throughout this thing. And if I looked at all 16 of these teams left, which team has been the most dominant? Houston has been dominant. Providence has been dominant. North Carolina.
Villanova.
No. Villanova won by 20 versus Delaware, and then they struggled. I know the score is a little bit deceiving. They struggled against Villanova.
I think they had an easier walk, Villanova. Yeah. Otherwise, I would give you that argument.
And North Carolina. And the reason why I'll say North Carolina like dominant, yes, I know their last game they blew a 25-point lead and ended up going into overtime. That was because of a stupid call of Manic getting ejected over an elbow, which I felt like flagrant 1, not a flagrant 2. And then Love fouling out 2 minutes later. And then a series of a bunch of bad calls in that game that forced that game to overtime. And I saw like an article that the refs from that game might not be reffing the rest of this tournament. The NCAA was not happy with the calls and stuff with what they were doing. So that crew could be done for the tournament.
Talk about bad calls. I just want to bring up this one bad call that I saw.
Yes,
you see the breakaway dunk for Illinois where they called a technical on him when all he was doing is holding the rim, so he didn't fall and land on his back, and they called a technical on him. It was the freshman
swang it back out and jumped off onto the court.
He swang on the rim, but it was because his momentum was moving him, and he didn't want to let go of the rim because he was literally the momentum would have had him fall flat on his back. So it's either you get called for a technical or you fall and break your neck. That was the situation that the ref
all day.
And that was a freshman out of Illinois.
And then the technical after that, Illinois fell apart.
Yeah. Illinois had some momentum. They called that stupid technical, which that was awful officiating in that game as well. Officiating has sucked throughout this entire tournament. I'm sorry. They're trying too hard to make it about them, and that's just not the way you're supposed to do it as a ref. Like we saw that at the end of the Duke game as well. That's why they covered. So it was just frustrating to see certain things.
Biggest spread of the Elite 8 games are St. Pete's and Purdue. Yep. St. Peter's, Purdue, 12.5.
Yep.
I mean, is this our Cinderella here, St. Peter's?
I'm going to get a lot of flack for this, but one of my favorite plays of next weekend is laying 12.5 points with Purdue. They smacked the crap out of St. Peter's. It was just a nice little run. 15 seeds don't make it to the Elite 8.
Yeah, speaking of dominant starts, how about Purdue?
How about Purdue? Who laid the hammer down and they dominated that Texas game. Yes. Their defense was so damn good against that Texas team.
And then they have that 8-foot kid in the middle. What was his name again?
8-foot kid.
Yeah, the
Savansky.
Yeah, whatever. Oh, is that his actual name?
Sedavansky? Damn it!
I don't know. It's the big. I don't want to be right. It's the big Asian dude in the middle of the court.
I will say this. I mean, yes, Purdue has looked dominant, but I've watched Big Ten basketball, and they have holes, and they can get exposed. I don't know if St. Peter's is the one to do it.
No, they'll get exposed against North Carolina when
Zach Edey. Jeez, this guy's a monster.
Wait, I think he's 7'11", right?
Something like that. He's like 8 foot tall. He's like 8 foot tall.
He's just like a beast. Next one up though, we got Kansas,
him.
Providence.
Yes, him. I love him.
I mean, doesn't that look like just the senior playing against the ninth grade kid, the freshman?
He kind of reminds me of Taco Fall.
Taco Fall.
I was gonna say he's a white taco.
He's a white taco. He's a white Asian Taco Fall.
That's fair. How about Kansas and Providence? 7.5-point favorite. Kansas is. Are they just gonna keep walking to the Final Four?
I think
they made this bracket way too easy for them.
I mean,
look, Providence is the toughest team they're gonna have to play throughout that entire tournament. I mean, Texas Southern, whatever. Creighton, whatever. They covered Creighton covered, but whatever.
Right.
Auburn's gone. That was going to be their toughest test.
Fair.
Wisconsin was overrated as all hell. Iowa was knocked out in the first round. LSU could have made a little bit of a run, but they had the talent to. Miami and USC.
Homie.
I
don't know. I'm getting on that wagon.
No. Here's the thing.
Doing it.
We're going to be on Iowa State, or at least I'm going to be on Iowa State money line.
I can't stand that.
Miami sucks as a favorite this year.
I know, and actually -2.5 right now.
Iowa State's been actually really good as an underdog, and Miami has sucked as a favorite. And my line for that is Iowa State -0.5 point. So I'm seeing some value here with Iowa State in this.
Yeah.
So speak of that, do you think that line? I don't mean to interrupt, Tim. I'll get right to your ask, promise. But do you think that line at 2.5 right now, Miami's -2.5, that's got to drop closer to a pick'em?
No.
From now till Friday?
No. I think it's going to be very evenly bet.
Nope.
And actually, I think this goes to a 3 before it goes to a 2.
I think by game time, you're going to see this at a 4. To be completely honest, because look at recency bias. Yes, I know Iowa State just beat Wisconsin, but Wisconsin was not highly regarded. Everybody loved Auburn. And you just watched a 10 seed in Miami go and beat Auburn by 18 points.
Yeah, they not only beat them, they kicked the crap out of them.
Iowa State, towards the end of the regular season, we saw them struggle on offense. And that's a big reason why they didn't do as well. They're not a high seed. They're a very good defensive team. And Miami is all about offense. They want to go, 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 go. They're not going to be able to do that against Iowa State. Iowa State's a really strong defensive team, kind of similar to the LSU that they played earlier, or Houston. Yeah, Houston. They're very similar to Houston, except for Iowa State can't score as well as Houston can. Iowa State, and this total is at 133. I kind of want to grab the under. Just because of how good Iowa State's defense has been. I don't see, in order for Iowa State to win this game, they're going to slow this pace down. And I guarantee this one's going to be one of those 63-65 type games, and it's just going to go under the total. So under will probably be one of the stronger bets for that one, but Iowa State's definitely the play for me.
Okay. So if you
also haven't been on high on Miami the whole time.
One team right now, knowing what you know, all said and done, chips have fallen where they have. I know Nick Earl's still on his. He's Arizona or Michigan, and you're a happy camper. Tim Earl, who do you take right now? Chips
win the whole thing. Wait, no, I have Michigan 22-1 to win the region.
To win the region, you have Arizona to win it all, though, don't you?
I have Arizona 14-1 to win it all.
Right.
Yep.
So Tim Earl, same question. Knowing what you know now after the first couple rounds, who are you picking?
Can I say one real quick?
No. Go ahead, Nick. I want to hear this.
151. Give me the Peacocks.
Get the hell out of here.
Now, in terms
Sorry.
In terms of who I think is going to win it all, I would be on the Gonzaga train at this point. As much as I hate saying that, I don't like it. If I was to bet a future right now on a team, I'm taking 25-1 with North Carolina, with UNC.
So let's look at some.
At 25-1, I would take at 25-1. I would take North Carolina. Maybe at 14-1, I would take Villanova over in that region.
You're just looking to fade Michigan, aren't you?
Texas Tech 12-1 is fine. I don't like Michigan. No, I took sorry. I had them Colorado State, and then they faced the team that I had my future on to win the entire thing in Tennessee. And now they're facing Villanova, which I honestly think that Villanova and Tennessee would have been a fantastic matchup.
I won't hate that. Texas Tech 12-1.
Yeah, Texas
Yep.
Tech 12-1.
That would be my-
I would
14.
also
UNC.
sprinkle.
If I had to pick
Sprinkle.
another team, Bruins.
Can I do that? How's that guy do that?
Bruins.
Sprinkle.
would be my second.
Me 75-1.
No, Miami doesn't make it past.
As good as the ACC has looked, and knowing everything, I have a bad feeling that if UNC makes a Final Four, we're gonna have to pay the toll, and it's gonna be against Duke.
Yep.
A Duke UNC Final Four.
Okay, yeah.
Hey, 2 months ago, I
How
put
are we not
money
seeing
on Duke
this?
to win it all.
How are we not seeing this right now? Coach K's last game could be a Final Four matchup versus North Carolina, the first time those two teams have ever played in the tournament.
Oh God, I hope not. I really
You just said it. You
know
just
what?
said it into existence, bro.
Yeah, I know.
I sure as hell hope not, because if that
Your fault,
happens,
Tim Earl.
I sure hope that doesn't happen, because number one, I have Texas Tech to win the region. I have Texas Tech to be the last remaining 3 seed. I have UCLA to win the region as well. So I'm hoping UCLA and Texas Tech. Huh?
I agree with Pedro Moore here. Gonzaga's going to choke.
Yeah, they are. They're most
Gonzaga
likely.
always chokes. Gonzaga always
You know
chokes.
Can I say a Final Four that if I had to go and predict a Final Four, unfortunately Gonzaga. I just feel like after that Memphis game, that was kind of like their scare game. They're gonna whoop on Arkansas. They're gonna kick the crap out of either Texas Tech or Duke, and then they'll end up getting Purdue or UNC in the Final Four, and then they'll end up getting Kansas, Arizona, or Houston in the finals.
I'm gonna give you a crazy Final Four.
Okay,
and I'll give mine next.
God.
I'm gonna say Texas Tech. I'm gonna say North Carolina.
Yes.
I'm gonna say Michigan.
Ugh.
And I'm gonna say Miami. Take that.
Okay.
No, you can't. You can't. You can't
Right.
try and raise me.
Right.
No.
My turn.
No.
Hold on. Let Nick have his.
Yes, Nick, you get yours. I'm gonna pull something up.
All right. Texas Tech. UCLA.
I was 50-50 on that pair.
Give me Michigan. I'll take Michigan. Cash my 22-1 ticket. I can care less about 14-1 if I can cash 22-1.
Boom.
And Kansas.
Kansas is the easy play there.
I have a future on them.
Oh, okay.
All right.
I mean, they have just been rolling.
Because if all those hit, I'm making some really good money, because I have plus 525 with Texas Tech. I got plus 550 with UCLA. I would have 22-1 with Michigan, and I have plus 200 with Kansas.
Oh, I didn't even look. What's my ESPN bracket look like?
I'm gonna pull up a bracket real quick. And in the beginning, I had Nick put in a bracket with me. I put my bracket in. My little brother Ryan put his bracket in, and then my girlfriend Christina put hers in. Look at her Final Four.
UConn, Purdue, Houston, Miami.
Look who she has in her freaking Final Four.
Can I just tell you guys, Mandy? I can look at the Max Wager Network bracket thing. Mandy's in 33rd spot.
Oh, mine's completely dead. Mine's
I'm in like
completely
308th. Yeah, so I don't know. But by the way, on ESPN, just for fun, people, you can fill out it says bracket busted ? Tournament challenge, second chance bracket.
I'm going to fill out a crap ton of those.
I'm doing one. I'm telling you, I'm taking Gonzaga, Texas Tech coming out of there. Stop. I'm doing exactly what I said.
Where is this? Only one bracket predicted 15 out of the 16 teams.
Oh, I can. They have UCLA as their champion.
Just to give you an idea, by the way, all the brackets are busted at this point.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's
only predicted Percent picked to Sweet 16, Gonzaga 93, Arizona 91, Kansas 91, Duke 81. How about frickin' St. Pete's at 1.53? 1.53% of people have St. Pete's in their Sweet 16.
I have North Carolina winning the whole damn thing over Michigan, too, in that bracket. I just filled it.
Bring it.
How do I share it?
Didn't UNC
share it to Twitter?
Didn't UNC beat Michigan in a? Oh wait, no, they beat Michigan State in a national championship. I think that was 2013, 2012, 2009.
I don't know.
I don't remember.
It was back there, but that's pretty much our time, folks.
We forgot to go through the chat. We didn't talk to any of the chat.
I randomly did.
Yes, UNC +2.
Yeah.
No.
But other than that, guys, we will be back tomorrow, Monday through Friday, 5 o'clock Eastern, game time decision. I'm your host, Detroit Lenny. That is Nick Earl. That is Tim Earl, Earl Sports Bets. Don't forget to check out their website and the awesome value package they have going on over there for their promo. 7-day package, only $49. Don't forget to take that out. Take the grade, stop it in and say, yo. Don't say it. You just missed it. I got you going to the national championship game and losing to North Carolina. You're welcome. Other than that,
shut up with your UCLA. Get that UCLA crap out of here.
NBA, we went through the NBA earlier, Mike Tran. Rewind, hit the beginning of the video.
I will say the only good play that's left is Minnesota +2.5 or whatever for me. Because I have 2 plays today. I have Minnesota +3.5, and then I got Miami as a pick'em, and they're -7 now. So, sorry.
Fair enough. All right, guys, I'll see you guys tomorrow, 5 o'clock Eastern. Don't forget, if you haven't already, don't forget to hit the like button, share, tell your mama, tell your friend, tell the mail lady. You'd be surprised who wants to talk sports with the 3 of us. Peace out.